Camera recording. Okay. On who लिखा? अच्छा. Good morning to all of you. Welcome to Vanik YouTube session for civil service examinations. In this class, we will be discussing on some previous year questions that came in UPSC and OPSC examinations on Parliament. I am SK out here to discuss certain questions. I hope the previous classes have been going on well and you are getting some benefits or clearing your concepts by these classes. We are taking all out effort to help you out and to enable you to appear and crack one of the toughest examinations in India. Okay, hope you are going on well and stay prepared, stay healthy mentally and physically. Okay, with regards to Parliament, if you ask me, so with regards to Parliament of India, it is a sovereign law-making institution. India has adopted parliamentary system of government in which Parliament possesses a quite significant position in our political system. It is a sovereign constitutional law-making authority in the country. It represents the people of India, all and sundry. Although it is not as sovereign as British Parliament, there are a lot of difference between British Parliament and Indian Parliament. It is not as sovereign as the British Parliament, but it is a sovereign institution to some extent. It is an independent and highest law-making body in the country. It is mentioned in Part 5 of the Constitution, and Article 79 to 122 deals with the provisions of Parliament. Parliament has absolute law-making power on Union list, which is a very comprehensive list and containing about 98 subjects on which Parliament has overriding power, sovereign authority, only subject to judicial review. And Parliament can also make legislation on concurrent list shared with state legislature. But in case of concurrent list, Parliament also enjoys overriding autonomy. In case there is a conflict between parliamentary law and state law on any matter related to state concurrent list, the parliamentary law will prevail over the state list. And with regards to state list, Parliament does not have law-making power with regards to state list in normal times, but in abnormal times or in certain exceptional circumstances, Parliament can make law on the state list. For example, under Article 249, if Rajya Sabha passes a resolution for making provisions on the state list, then Parliament can pass an act. And Parliament also can pass an act on the request of 2 or more states. And even during national emergency, Parliament has power. Under Article 250 it is provided. During President's rule, under Article 356, Parliament has power to make legislation on the state list. But these legislations will remain in force for 6 months after the President's rule comes to an end, if the state legislature does not approve it for its continuance. And also Parliament legislates on state list for implementation of international treaties and obligations, which is provided under Article 253. So Parliament can legislate on state list in certain circumstances. Therefore, Parliament has some authority to legislate not only on union list and concurrent list but also on state list in certain exceptional circumstances. Parliament has not only law-making functions but also multifarious functions. It is a multifunctional body. It has legislative, executive, judicial, electoral and financial powers. It is a multifunctional body. It consists of President, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. President is an integral part of Parliament because he has a lot of responsibility towards the functioning of parliamentary government. Moreover, he is the only authority to assent the bill passed by Parliament. Unless the bill passed by Parliament cannot become an act. He also summons and prorogues the sessions in legislature. He can dissolve the Lok Sabha. He addresses the Parliament. He gives special address to Parliament under Article 87, and he can send message to the House also, can also address at certain times. He summons a joint sitting. He appoints speaker or chairman pro tem when there is a vacancy in the office of the presiding officers of the houses. So President has a lot of functions to perform for Parliament. He is an integral part of Parliament. In a parliamentary democracy, the head of the state is not separate from the legislature, rather he is a part of the legislature. So please take a stock of the provisions related to Parliament, and there's a lot of things to learn: committees, motions, resolutions, bills, privileges, lot of things you have to learn. This is a very quite complex chapter so far as your preparation on GS paper 2 is concerned. Okay, so I have brought some selective questions for your concept clearance. Let us start with that. Number 1, what is the difference between vote on account and interim budget? See, vote on account is an interim advance to the government pending the passage of budget. So vote on account is passed both by the regular government and caretaker government. So here it is mentioned that vote on account is used by regular government. That is not correct. Regular government and caretaker government both use the vote on account. It is an advance money granted to the executive pending the passage of the budget. An interim government is also a provision used by the caretaker government. It can also be initiated by a regular government. So that is not correct. This statement is wrong. A vote on account only deals with the expenditure of the government. That is correct. While an interim budget includes both expenditure and receipt, yes. Interim budget is also a budget, but it is not like regular budget. Regular budget contains a wide variety of things except expenditure and receipt provisions. But in interim budget, the government passes this budget to meet expenditure for a certain period of time within a year. So it is not for full year, rather it is less than a year. Therefore it is called interim, and it is maybe passed by the regular government and caretaker government if possible. So vote on account it has both expenditure and receipt control. So that is the correct 2. Statement 2 is correct here. Kindly take a note of that. Statement 2, answer B. Question number 1, answer B. Look at question number 2. In India, if a religious sect or community is given the status of national minority with special advantage, it is entitled. First remember, minority refers to that means in Odia we call it Sankhya Laghu, and they are smaller in number in comparison to major community. So minority can be a religious minority, can be linguistic minority. Constitution recognizes these two types of minority, religious and linguistic. but the word minority is not defined. Who constitutes minority? It is decided by the Government of India, Ministry of Minority Affairs, and National Minority Commission. They decide the status. They grant the status of minority to any religious community. So the question is, when a religious community is given the status of minority, so far 6 minority communities have been accorded with the minority status, like Muslims, Christians, and your Sikhs, and Buddhist, and Parsis, and last, that is Jains. Jains were given status in 2014. All of them were given status in 1993. So question is about what happens when they come, or they are recognized recognized as minorities. When they are recognized as minorities, the 2 articles, Article 29 and 30, will be applicable. In Article 30, there is a provision for establishment and administration of educational institutions. Yes, that is provided under Article 30, so they can do that as soon as they are recognized as minorities. So that is correct. Number 2, the President of India automatically nominates a representative of the community Lok Sabha. There is no such provision. Remember, in Lok Sabha at present there is no provision of nomination. Only provision of 2 Anglo-Indian members to Lok Sabha was present, but that has been abolished by 104 Constitutional Amendment Act 2019, which came into effect in 2020. So statement 2 is incorrect. There is no provision of nomination of any community. So that is wrong. Number 3, it can derive benefits from the Prime Minister 15-point. Yes, it is right, because Prime Minister 15-point program contains some provisions for the interest of the minorities. For the interest of the minorities, it was there. It contains 15 major areas. 15 major areas which are which should be spent for implemented for the minority section. So Ministry of Minority Affairs is implementing Prime Minister's new 15-point program for welfare of minorities community. It is an overwhelming program which covers various schemes, initiatives of the participating ministries, departments, with an aim to ensure that the underprivileged and weaker sections of the 6 centrally notified minorities communities have equal opportunities for availing the various government welfare schemes and contribute to the overall socio-economic development of the country. So there are 15-point programs: educational empowerment, economic empowerment, skill development. There are a lot of things were there. Kindly also follow that and try to learn the basic, the 15 points for minorities. The 15 points for minorities. It was launched by the Government of India. It was launched by the Government of India. That is the things. Now we'll come to the next question. Question number 3. So answer will be 1 and 3. Here answer will be 1 and 3. Question number 2, answer C, 1 and 3. Next come to 3. The authorization of withdrawal of funds from the Consolidated Fund of India comes from Parliament of India. The Parliament ultimately authorizes. No money can be spent without an appropriate authority of law and with prior recommendation of the President. But the final authorization will be made by the Parliament. Okay, so B. Next is your question number 4. All revenues received by the union government by the way of taxes and other receipts for the conduct of government business are credited to the consolidated fund of India. Remember, there are 3 funds under the government of India: contingency fund, public account and consolidated. These 2 funds are mentioned in Article 266 and this is mentioned in Article 267. Contingency fund is an emergency fund which is put at the disposal of the President. It has now 30,000 crore. It is a fixed fund. It is managed by executive action. In public account, the public monies are deposited, the PF account, the saving deposits, other things. Consolidated fund is the running fund where all the revenues are credited. So that is C. It is under Article 266. Next, question number 5. When the annual union budget is not passed by Lok Sabha, what happens? If the budget is not passed, means government does not have majority in the house. So, option A, the budget is modified and presented again, no. The budget is referred to the Rajya Sabha for suggestion, there is no such provision. The Union Prime Minister is asked to resign, no, that will not also take place. The Prime Minister submits the resignation of the Council Minister. That will be the viable things or the possible things that will happen, because if the budget is not passed, neither budget, not only budget but also even a bill. If a bill is not passed by Parliament, then it will show that government does not have majority. And remember, parliamentary government functions on the basis of majority of the members of the ruling party in the Lok Sabha and also in Rajya Sabha. Otherwise, it will be very difficult for government to survive. So, government here in parliamentary democracy, the government is characterized by accountability, responsibility, not stability. Parliamentary system does not provide stable government. It provides responsible government. Responsible means the government or the Council of Ministers headed by the Prime Minister shall continue to rule as long as they have confidence of the majority of the members of Lok Sabha. That means if they enjoy support of the majority members of the Lok Sabha, then they will continue for 5 years. Otherwise, they have to go. So therefore, if anything is not passed, including budget, the Prime Minister should tender his resignations. So D. Question number 6. With reference to the Delimitation Commission, consider the following. Delimitation commissions are established by Parliament under an Act, under Article 82. The Act is passed by Parliament and it is for readjustment of electoral constituencies in the country. There have been so far 4 delimitation commissions have been appointed by Government of India in these things. So the orders of the delimitation commission cannot be challenged in a court of law. Yes, it is correct. It is an autonomous body. Its delimitation, its recommendation cannot be altered by Parliament or cannot be challenged in the court. And another point, number 2, when the orders of the Delimitation Commission are laid before the Lok Sabha and State Legislative Assembly, they cannot effect any modification in the orders. That is also correct. They cannot be voted. That means they cannot be voted by Parliament or they cannot be voted by the State Legislature, even if they can discuss on that bill. So I think both 1 and 2 are correct. Question number 6, answer both 1 and 2 is correct. Okay, am I right? So number C. Next, 7. According to the Constitution of India, it is the duty of the President of India to cause to be laid before the Parliament which of the following. Which reports are submitted to Parliament by the President? That is the question. Okay, President submits various reports to the Parliament for its consideration. It is also a part of the executive accountability to legislature. So So recommendation of the Union Finance Commission, yes. Report of the Public Account Committee is not there because Public Account Committee is an inherent or inbuilt committee in the Parliament of the Parliament. This report is not submitted to President, or President does not submit it to the Parliament because it is Parliament's own committee. The committee submits its report to the House by itself. Report of the controller is there, report of the scheduled caste, scheduled tribe is there. 1, 2, 1, 3, 4 will be the answer. 1, 3, 4. Yes, 1, 3, 4 will be the answer. Question number 7, answer C. Answer will be C. Okay, look at question number 8. A deadlock between the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha calls for a joint sitting of Parliament during the passage of 2012 Ordinary Bill, Money Bill and Constitutional Amendment. A deadlock between Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha calls for joint sitting of the Parliament during the passage of which bill? Okay, means ordinary legislation only. There is no joint sitting on Money Bill. There is no joint sitting on Constitutional Amendment Bill. In Money Bill, Lok Sabha has overriding power, so there is no question of a joint sitting. And Constitutional Amendment Bills require special majority, so no provision has been provided. Only in case there is a deadlock between the two houses on ordinary bill, it will come under the joint sitting. Number A. Nine, in the Parliament of India, the purpose of adjournment motion is to allow a discussion on definite matters of urgent. It will be correct. Let us see others. To let opposition members collect information from the minister, no. To allow a reduction of specific amount in demand for grants, no. That is called court motion, so that is not the objective. To postpone the proceedings of the check of inappropriate violent behavior of the part of some members, no. So that will be best answer A. Adjournment can be moved in the House, especially it is moved in Lok Sabha because government or treasury bench is located in Lok Sabha. So adjournment is carried, motion is brought in Lok Sabha for discussion on urgent public importance. Okay, it can be issued only after it is supported by 50 members of the Lok Sabha. It is a very special motion which requires support of 50 members to be introduced. And when it is introduced, only the matter of urgent public importance which has been in news will be discussed. So question number 9, answer A. Consider the following statements. The Union Territories are not representative of the Rajya Sabha. Union Territories are represented in Rajya Sabha. Certain Union Territories having legislative assemblies, Delhi, Puducherry and Jammu Kashmir can have their representation in Rajya Sabha. So statement 1 is incorrect. It is within the purview of the Chief Election Commissioner to adjudicate the election disputes. It does not in the purview, it is the jurisdiction of the High Courts. So it decides the election disputes of respective members of the state. It is an original jurisdiction, so that is not there. But remember, Election Commission of India adjudicates disputes related to allotment of symbols and others, not to election disputes. Number 3, so it is incorrect. According to Constitution of India, Parliament consists of Lok Sabha. It is also incorrect because Parliament consists of not only Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha but also the President, and it is mentioned in Article 79. So all the statements are incorrect. Which of the statement above is correct? None is correct. Okay, D. Okay, it is none incorrect, so none of the statement is correct. Next, regarding the office of the Lok Sabha Speaker, consider he or she holds office during the pleasure of the President, we are discussing about the office of the speaker. So office of the speaker is an independent constitutional office. He does not hold office during the pleasure. That is a wrong statement. If she need not be a member of the house at the time of his election but has to become a member, no. If she intends to resign, the letter of his resignation has to be addressed to the yes, that is correct. That is correct because he tenders his resignation. So that will be 3 only. Because other statements are incorrect. He does not hold office during the pleasure of the President, rather he is removed by the members of the House collectively. So 3b. Which of the following is your principal features of the Government of India Act? Introduction of diarchy in the executive government of the provinces, that is not the ESS, that is the provision of Government of India Act 1919. That is the most important provision called diarchy. Introduction of separate communal electoral system for Muslims, it is not correct because Government of India Act 1919 extended the communal representation system to Sikh, Indian Christians, Anglo-Indians, Europeans, etc. Because 1909 Council Act had already initiated the process of separating electoral system. So that is wrong. Devolution of legislative authority by the center to the state, yes. So I think it is 1 and 3 will be the answer. Yes, 1 and 3, answer C. Which of the following special powers have been conferred on the Rajya Sabha by Constitution of India? Okay, Rajya Sabha. Change the existing territory of a state. It says the name of state. It is not exclusive power. It is power of both houses of parliament. So in this context it is wrong. To pass a resolution empowering the parliament to make laws in the state list and to create one or more all India services. Yes. That is a special power. Answer option B. Let us see option C and D. To amend the election procedure of the president and to determine the pension of the president, no. It is the responsibility of both houses to determine the functions of election commission and to other things, no. So answer B will be the option B will be the correct option because Rajya Sabha can pass a resolution under Article 249 and it can provide for all India service under Article 312. So option B will be there. Which of the following provisions of the Constitution of India have a bearing on education? Bearing on education is C. In DPSP there is bearing of education Article 45. There is a mention of early childhood education and also Article 42 contains 41 contains right to education. Rural and urban local bodies in there is also in education as primary education as a field in schedule 11 and 12. In 7th schedule there is a provision also. Education is a concurrent list. Okay, so these are the major provision for 1 to 5. Answer will be 1 to 5 exactly. 1 to 5. So these 3 areas are provided. 3 areas deals with education. They have a bearing, means impact. Which of the following is among the noticeable features of the recommendation of 13th Finance Commission? 13th Finance Commission. Which of the recommendation of the 13th Finance Commission? And it is design of the goods and service tax compensation of package linked to adherence to the proposed design. Yes. A design for the creation of lakhs of jobs in the next 10 years. Yes. That is That will be 1 and 1, 2, 3. That will be 1, 2, 3. Kindly take. If any change in answer, I will inform you. Let's just stick to it. D. Which of the following are methods of parliamentary control over finance? Placing annual financial statement before the parliament, yes, that is also parliamentary control. Withdrawal of money from the consolidated fund only after passing approval, yes. Provision of supplementary grants and vote on account. A periodic or at least immediate review of program of the government against microeconomic, no. That is not there. 1, 2, 3. Introducing finance bill in the parliament. 1, 2, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 5. That will be the best answer. Because 4 is a vague option, there is no such things. One, two, depends. 4 you can look, you can see that in 4 there is a provision for mid-year review of program of the Government of India against macroeconomic forthcoming expenditure by Parliamentary Budget Office. No, there is no such things. What will follow if a money bill is substantially amended by Rajya Sabha? What will follow? The Lok Sabha may still proceed with bill accepting or not accepting the recommendations of Parliament. The option looks appropriate. But let us see other options. The Lok Sabha cannot consider a bill further. The Lok Sabha may send the bill to the Rajya Sabha for reconsideration. The President may call for a no. So option A will happen. Because Rajya Sabha does not have any substantial power over money bill. Money bill, in case of money bill, Lok Sabha enjoys overriding powers. Therefore, if Rajya Sabha recommends any changes, it is up to the Lok Sabha to decide whether it will accept the changes or reject the changes. So that is not binding upon the Lok Sabha, and Rajya Sabha has very negligible power in case of money bills. Next, consider the following statements. Amendment to the Constitution of India can be initiated by an introduction of the bill in the Lok Sabha only. That is incorrect. It can be introduced in either house. If such an amendment seeks to make any changes in the federal character of the Constitution, the amendment also requires to be ratified by the legislature of all the states. That is also partially incorrect because not all the states, rather half of the states, not less than half of the states. Okay, so therefore both 1 and 2 are incorrect. Neither 1 nor 2 are correct. Option will be D. Look at question number 19. The Parliament can make law for whole or any part of the for implementing international treaties with the consent of the state, with the consent of the majority of state, with the consent, without the consent of the states. Under Article 253, it is a provision provided, mentioned in Article 253, so they can implement international treaties and obligations without the consent. There is no formal consultation is required. Consider the following statement. The Parliamentary Committee on Public Account. The Parliamentary Committee on Public Accounts consists of not more than 25 members. It is a major financial committee. It consists of 22 members. One is 15 from Lok Sabha and 7 from Rajya Sabha, so it consists of both houses members. Scrutinizes appropriation and finance acts appoint, yes. Government examines the report of Controller and Auditor General, yes. Okay, so it is incorrect. It is correct. It is correct. So 2, 3 will be the correct answer. Yes, option B. Question number 21. In the context of India, which of the following principles are implied institutionally in parliamentary government? Okay. So it will be institutional. Members of the cabinet are members of parliament. Yes. The council of ministers, because they are responsible to the legislature, and if they are responsible, then they have to be member. 75 seats. And minister holds office till they hold confidence of the parliament. Okay, ministers told office till they, so 1 and 2 are correct. One and 2 are correct. So your answer will be 1 and 2 only. Next, consider the following statement. The chairman and deputy chairman of Rajya Sabha are not the members of the house. The chairman is not a member, but the deputy chairperson is a member of the house, and he must be a member of the house. So statement 1 is incorrect. Statement 1 is incorrect. While the nominated members of the total 2 houses of parliament have no voting rights in the presidential election. Okay, that is correct answer. They have the right to vote in the election of the vice president. Yes. Although the House of Parliament no voting rights in the presidential system. They have the right to vote in the election, yes. The Houses of Parliament, no nominated members of Houses of Parliament, no, yes, that statement is correct. 1 is, 2 is correct. And 1 is not correct because deputy chairperson of Rajya Sabha is not a member. So answer will be 2. Consider the following statements regarding no confidence motion. There is no mention of no confidence motion in the Constitution of India. Yes, Constitution of India does not provide any mention about no confidence motion. A motion of no confidence can be introduced in the Lok Sabha only. Yes, no confidence means that the opposition will test the majority of the government in the Lok Sabha, and here confidence means support. So I think is correct, this correct. Okay. Which of the following is the largest committee of parliament? Largest committee will be 22, estimate committee 30. There's 30 committee out of others. And others of 22, 15, otherwise like that. Largest committee. Next 25. A bill pending in Rajya Sabha which has not been passed by Lok Sabha. A bill pending in the Rajya Sabha which has not been passed by Lok Sabha shall lapse on dissolution. No, it will not lapse. If it is not been passed by Lok Sabha and it is pending still, then it will be sent to Lok Sabha. So there is no meaning in making the bill lapse. There is no bill lapse. Shall lapse, no. Bill pending in Parliament shall lapse by reason of prorogation of this. No, prorogation does not bring any effect on pending bills or resolutions, motions, etc. It can bring effect only on notice to some extent. So that is also incorrect. No, that is not there. So neither one nor two. Now look at question number 26. 26 is the chairman of the Council of States or Speaker of the House of the People or the persons acting as such shall not vote at any sitting of the either House of Parliament or joint sitting of the House in the first instance, or shall have the exercise of a casting vote in case of an equality of votes. That is correct. Casting vote is provided under Article 100 of the Constitution for Parliament part, and the Speaker and the Chairman has all the rights to use the casting vote, but only in exceptional circumstances and when there is equality of votes in that regard. So that is correct. Number 1 is correct. Number 2, a person disqualified to fill a seat in the Council of State or House of the People if he is not less than 25 years of age. But in case of council it is 30 years, in case of Rajya Sabha it is 30 years, and in case of House of the People is 25 years. But here it is said that he is not less than 25 years. If he is not less than 25 years, then he may be 26, 27 or 28, and these are not eligible for Rajya Sabha. So this statement may not be correct. This statement may not be correct. Number 2. Okay. So only one will be correct. Okay. 27. Since the sums required to meet expenditure described by the Constitution of India as expenditure charged upon the Consolidated Fund of India are not submitted to the vote of Parliament, no House is competent to discuss these estimates. Yes, that is a correct statement. They are called charged expenditure, means that non-votable expenditure, They cannot be voted by parliament. They will pass it automatically. There are special salary provisions for president, vice president, and others, governors, others. They are not alterable during the term, to their disadvantage during the term. So that is a correct statement. Next is amendment of finance bill. Annual financial bill provides the legal authority for the withdrawal of sums from the consumption. No, annual appropriation bill. In the fifth stage of budget, annual appropriation bill. After the bill is passed by appropriation bill is passed. Appropriation. Okay, so that is not correct, only one is correct. A. Comes to question number 27, 28. Consider the following statement in respect of provision of removing deadlock between the two houses of parliament. After a bill has been passed by one house and transmitted to the other, the President may notify to the House his intention to summon them for a joint sitting. In what circumstances? Okay, to the other House, the President may notify the House his intention to summon them. The bill is rejected by the House. The houses have finally disagreed as to the amendment to be made in the bill. Yes. These are the circumstances. These are the circumstances on which the President summons joint sitting. So it is also the ground. More than 3 months have elapsed from more than 6 months. That is. More than 6 months have been elapsed from the date of the receipt of the bill or by other house without the bill being passed by it. So only 1 and 2 is correct. Okay, that is 1 and 2 is correct. Sorry, 1 and 2, yes, 1 and 2 are correct. Next, 29. Which of the following statement about reasons for separation of railway budget from general budget? It was separated in 2017 on the recommendation of Vivek Debroy committee. So they have to introduce flexibility in railway. Why railway budget was separated from union budget in 2017 and 18 financial year? It was to introduce flexibility to facilitate business approach to the railway to secure stability of the general revenues by providing an assured annual contribution to enable the railway to keep their profits for their own development. One will be correct, 2 will be correct. I think it will be 1 and 4. 1 and 4 is not business approach. Make the answer 1 and 4. Make the answer 1 and 4. Okay. Okay. Now we come to the question number. Directly question number that is 30. Last question of the session. Last question of the session. Okay. Okay, so we'll come to question number question number, it is 1 minute. So let us look at question number 29. Okay, related to keep their own profit for their own development, to secure to business, make it answer D. Better I to come to the conclusion D. Last question of the year of the session. An exceptional grant under Constitution of India is regarded as an advance on account of estimated expenditure for a part of any financial year pending completion of the procedure of voting on grant. No. A grant for meeting an unexpected demand on account of indefinite character of the service which cannot be stated with details. That is called vote of credit. So it is not exceptional grant. Option C, a grant forming no part of the current service and is a grant financial year. That is not that. A grant made when a need has arisen during the current financial year for additional expenditure upon some new service. New service, that will be the okay. What will be the answer to the questions? An exceptional grant so exceptional grant is actually will be either the vote of credit, that is called vote of credit. It is also a grant, vote of credit. It is exceptional grant, C. It is additional grant. Article 115, 116 deals with all these grants in the constitution grants. Except budget, the various grants are made by Parliament. So it is additional grants. So option will be C. Okay, boss. So we have discussed very valuable questions related to Parliament. Follow our sessions, watch our classes, like classes, give your constructive comments to encourage us to carry on our objective to ensure that most of our students or belonging to the state get benefits and get qualified. Okay, so keep on watching every day Vanik YouTube live classes for your preparation. Okay, thank you very much for watching us. Thank you very much for watching us. Okay, let me end you.